Present.
Brian
Present.
Cager.
Present.
Pete Saunders, present. Did anybody have a chance to look at the minutes from last meeting?
I was going to tell you to do that.
Any amendments, any comments, any changes?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Okay, so tonight we have a couple of things both related to one project. So who do we have here today?
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Angie Smoker. I've been a CPA here in LaPorte practicing for the last 20 years.
Okay.
So we're looking at purchasing 516 I Street, and we're requesting a variance of use. Previously, it was a commercial building. I think it was a flower shop, and before that, a barber shop. So we're looking to move our CPA firm there. And then we're also along with that, we're asking to reduce the front yard setbacks along I Street and 6th Street from 25 feet to 10 feet. And then along the north and the west side, to take that landscape buffer from 10 feet to 0. There's currently a garage there that we're planning to remove. And then there's a fence, a wooden fence there that would plan to replace with a nicer looking fence.
Okay, do any board members have any questions at this point?
No.
Then maybe take a seat and we'll, Dave, you can.
I think I've seen you there.
I think we should do the slide presentation first.
We live at the property at 510 I Street on the north side of 516. And while everything they propose is infinitely better than an empty house, believe me, my concern is the footage they're asking for reduction on the I Street side. Our driveway is right adjacent to their property, and that's our only access to our garage. Is that going to be an issue?
As far as whether it will impinge on your driveway?
Mhm.
I don't think, I don't know.
David, do we have aerial view, like from the?
I have it
Yeah.
up here.
This right here.
Yes.
I honestly don't see that there would be any difference, because we'd be replacing that fence along, it wouldn't change.
Yeah, we're like a foot and a half from
It's,
the fence.
yes, yeah, we would not, I think we'd have to have a survey done to make sure that, all the property
That must
lines
be
are correct.
Here's the aerial view.
Yeah.
And that garage currently looks like it's on, I mean, I don't know if,
It's right
after
on
a
the alley
survey
at
is
6.
done, but yeah.
So basically, will the fence that you're replacing go in the exact same spot of
As
where
long
this?
as that's our property line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a survey probably does need to be done, because that's all very
Mhm.
kind of questionable, I guess,
Mm.
with the garage, and we plan to remove that garage and to make more parking.
But
Those bushes in the back along the alley, they're,
That we would replace with a fence there
This is
too.
recommendation.
Yes, it's a little overgrown.
Ms. Smoker, just so the fence will essentially, other than maybe being, wiggled a little bit for the property lines potentially, but it's gonna go as close to I Street as it is now? It's the same?
Yeah,
or-
I don't think we're planning to come any closer to I
Okay,
Street
yep.
as far as that goes, no.
All right, perfect.
because we're asking for a 10-foot, to reduce it from 25 feet to 10 feet in the.
But we
on
won't
N
be
Street.
moving the fence.
Yeah, I actually, I guess while we're talking about that, I'm a little curious why you're wanting to reduce that.
We talked with David about it, and there wasn't really a particular reason other than
Okay.
to have it. We really are, honestly, we're planning on removing that front porch anyway, and we're not moving the building at all towards I Street.
Okay,
Yeah. We're removing the existing addition on the back side of the property
gotcha.
and replacing that with a new addition, but we're not
You're
going
not
closer
planning
to
on
I
moving
Street.
closer to, so for your neighbor that's trying to get out of her driveway or anything, which I can
That
understand your
is
concern
not
for.
any intention.
It's not gonna be practically any different than what it is now for you.
Because I was what I understood here was for additional parking here,
No,
not
Nope.
in the front.
In the back, correct?
it'll all
That
be in the
answer-
back. Yep.
That answered my question. Welcome to the
problem.
neighborhood.
So you're happy, ma'am?
I'm happy.
Perfect. Yeah, real quick, ma'am. Yeah, just for the record, can you state your name and address, so
Jean Thurman,
public.
510 I Street.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment? Mr. Bunce?
I'm Rory Bunce, 374 Timber Ridge. I own what's Caddy Corner, which was the old Payless Shoe Store. I'm actually in support of them doing this. All I ask for is continuity in what you're doing, because it's my understanding that that property no longer has a designation for commercial. So you have to redesignate it for commercial. And 2 blocks away, I was at a meeting and asked for the exact same thing and was denied. I'm actually behind them, but I just want continuity in what this board decides as far as if it's okay to be next to someone who's residential or not with a zoning for a commercial designation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And two, if I remember with yours, you were gonna have that entire lot be a parking lot.
It was gonna hold 10 spots, just like Mrs. Smoker's.
Right. Yeah, but it was just the entire lot, all the way to the I Street was gonna
Actually,
be an
we
entire
were not,
parking.
we were staying within the guidelines of setback. So I just asked for continuity in zoning, and, you know, we're 2 blocks away in the exact same location. But I'm in for that, for them. I'm, you know, I will stare at that property every day, and I'm all for it, so they have my support. But thank you.
Thanks, Rory.
Brings up the commercial.
David, can you give us a quick run through on the staff report?
I'm just looking at this one.
Yeah. Item number 4, use variance 24-05 petition is to allow a professional CPA firm in the R1C single-family residential district. And I think you're treating both of them together, item 4 and
I
number
think
5.
I think we should, yeah.
Just do them both.
Yeah.
I'll read both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Item number 5 is a long one. Yeah, no, I was gonna read item number 5, the item number. So, item number 5 is variance of development standards 24-09 petition to reduce the front yard setback from 25 feet to 10 feet along 6th and I Street, and to reduce the minimum landscape buffer zone from 10 feet to 0 feet on the north and west side of the subject property. This property is located at 516 I Street. I'll just go through the site plan. As you can see, had a meeting with the applicant to go over the proposed request and determined that what they are proposing to do with new covered entries to serve the proposed office use, a 10-foot setback would be an appropriate, as it is now, it's already as close to 10 feet, if not really close to that setback already. And so that's kind of a little bit of the history behind that. As you can see, there's a proposed addition to the north that they would planning to add, which meets the current zoning requirements for setbacks. And then the parking would located in the back of the property. And so, as you can see, in just going through some of the photos on the north and west sides of the property, actually, let me back up really quickly and go through kind of the setbacks along 6th and I Street. This is located on the north side of the property, as you see the common fence line there with the 6-foot fence. As the existing porch on the front of the building towards I Street. And then this is looking along 6th Street. As you see there, is showing the setbacks and the variations in the existing structure that exists today. Just to show you kind of the distances between the property line and the building right now. This just shows the line along I Street with the existing structures. And then this just shows with the front steps there, kind of a little bit better image there. And then just kind of showing the existing houses behind it in the line along I Street that show the setbacks. And then just again, the same thing from the other side of the house in the backyard. From the west side towards the east, you can see the variations in the structure along towards 6th Street. This is the existing 6-foot fence, as you see, and the neighbor's property to the north is residential, which they're requesting the reduced setback to 0 feet to allow just replacing the existing fence and keeping that instead of providing a minimum of 10 feet landscape buffer yard, which is required from commercial to residential uses in the zoning ordinance. And then again, to the west, as you can see, west side is the Family Express gas station and convenience store. Petitioner would propose to put in a similar fence style along the alley. Of course, meeting the zoning ordinance for stepping down towards 4 feet in the front yard. Appropriately for entrance and exit out of the alley as it is a public right-of-way, with proper site clearances and all of that. And I have one more photo of the existing garage. That's basically it there. And so staff finds that both of the proposed variances for the use variance and the variance of development standards meets the intent of the zoning ordinance to encourage reinvestment of an existing commercial use as a lesser intense office space use as a better transition between the residential to the east. Then you have commercial mixture of gas station, retail, office, and dental office spaces there. So staff does recommend approval of use variance request 24-05 and variance of development standards 24-09. And I'll answer any questions if you have them.
Okay, thanks, David. I'm thinking we probably ought to, any questions first of all?
You know, actually, I have one more for Ms. Smoker. So obviously, that house is on a street that's pretty residential. You had mentioned you were gonna take off the front porch. Are you gonna still keep a look of a front house look to kind of continue along with the houses on the street so it looks more residential from the front?
Yeah, we're still kind of trying to figure out how we want that to look, because we don't really want it to be an entrance, because we're gonna have offices on the other
Yeah.
side of that. But yes, I think it is important to kind of keep some sort of
Yeah.
even if it's a false door of some sort.
So
But I
you're
guess,
you're in the middle of design right now.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so I don't exactly we kind of have ideas,
Yeah.
but we're still kind of working on that. But
Okay.
it will ultimately be a much better look than what it is now.
Alrighty.
So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was, when we first did that, that was, whatever it is that's gonna be on the front, whether it's a new covered entry or that we remove it, we're gonna try and keep kind of a similar, probably residential look. But, I don't know exactly what we're gonna do with that yet.
Em, can you come up to the microphone?
That's okay.
So also, your questions are addressed to the board.
Okay.
Go ahead and ask your question and then grab
Okay,
a seat.
the wood fence that was on the photograph behind I guess it would be behind the yellow garage. No, that's the front of the house. There. I believe we put that up because when the flower shop sold, we didn't know how long it was gonna sit empty, and we didn't know what was gonna move in, so we wanted a little separation there. So I don't know how that would affect the work that we did.
Is it on your land?
As far as we know it is, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
well,
It followed the line of the fence that was, up there. Our garage is connected at an angle. And the flower shop owner said that it was 3 feet or 4 feet, I don't know, from the end of that angle, from the back of the garage. So that's what we went off of.
Ma'am, if it's on your property, it'll stay on your property.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Good. Any further questions? Then I think maybe we should take these two things separately and vote on them separately.
We can,
So the first one, the use variance to allow the office in a single-family dwelling.
yeah, Pete, I'll make a motion to approve that variance.
I'll second.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Anything against? Okay, passed. And then secondly, the two setbacks. Do we have a motion on?
I'll make a motion to approve that too, and I appreciate neighbors, talking to neighbors and figuring this out as well. It sounds like you guys will have a good relationship doing that, so I make a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Great, passed. So, and following on, we are going to see if there's any other business, any new business. Don't think that's the case, so
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
those in favour? Adjourn.
I was able to be